learning Chapter 1, Plants Around Us and Leaves in Our Lives. In this chapter, we're going to learn about the different types of plants and how they change according to the surroundings, and different types of leaves and how leaves change according to surroundings. Here's a warm-up for you. Ria wants her own flower garden. Her favorite flowers are marigold, roses and lotuses. But her mother tells her that she can only grow marigold and roses, but not lotuses. Do you know why Ria cannot grow lotus plants in her garden? In different places, we see that plants have different features. This is because plants modify and adapt their paths according to their surroundings. We can divide plants into two categories according to where they grow. Terrestrial plants are the plants that grow on land, and aquatic plants are the plants that grow in water. Terrestrial plants are divided into 4 groups according to their surroundings. Plants that grow in cold and hilly areas. Plants that grow here have straight, tall trunks, and these trees have needle-like leaves. These trees are called as coniferous trees, and their sloping shape makes the snow fall easily. Conifers do not have flowers. They have cones which have seeds inside them, and they also have needle-like leaves. And because of these leaves, they are able to withstand the cold and snow. Pine, spruce, cedar, also called deodar, and fir trees. Plants that grow in the plains. The trees and plants that grow in the plains have many branches and numerous leaves. New leaves grow periodically. Teak, babul, shisham, palash, etc. These are the common trees in the plains. Plants that grow in coastal areas. Many plants grow well in hot and wet climate. Palm, tamarind, rubber, and coconut are some of the trees which grow well in this type of climate. Plants that grow in marshy areas. Marshy areas are places where the soil is wet and clayey. In these areas, the water does not drain properly, so the plants live in damp soil. The roots of these plants cannot breathe as the roots are submerged in water. So, the roots grow from the sides of the plant, and these roots are called as breathing roots. Mangroves, rhizophora, and Avicennia are the plants that grow in marshy areas. Plants that grow in deserts. The ground in deserts is very dry, and also there is very little water because it rains rarely in deserts. Yet, there are plants which grow and survive. Their roots go very deep into the ground, and their roots are adapted to get whatever water that is available. Cactus, palm, and mesquite tree are some of the trees which grow in deserts. Here's a tidbit for you. Venus flytrap is a plant which is found in the marshy areas. It is a very unusual and strange kind of plant as it traps and eats insects. We have 2 types of trees according to the way they shed their leaves. Deciduous trees shed their leaves in autumn, and new leaves grow in spring. So for a few months of winter, the trees do not have many leaves. Evergreen trees keep shredding and growing new leaves throughout the year. As the leaves do not fall off one at a time, there is a green cover on the trees all through the year. Did you know the mesquite tree has roots that go down 20 meters in search of water? Aquatic plants. Aquatic plants are those plants which grow inside or on water. Therefore, their parts are modified. They have stems which are hollow, light, and flexible. They bend along the flow of water, so their parts are not damaged by strong currents. Floating plants. The roots of these plants are not attached to the soil. They have spongy bodies which are filled with air. This helps them float on the water surface. Duckweed, green algae, wolffia, water hyacinth, and pistia are all examples of floating plants. Fixed plants. Plants like water lily and lotuses have their roots fixed to the mud at the bottom of the pond. They have plate-like leaves which help them float on the surface of water. Underwater or submerged plants. Plants like tape grass, pondweed, and hydrilla grow completely underwater. These plants have their roots fixed in the muddy soil and they breathe through their body surface. Let's explore. As you have read that different types of plants live in different areas, look around your surroundings and see what kind of plants grow in your area. Discuss with your class the different kinds of trees you see in your area. Let us think. We have seen that trees in different surroundings have different types of leaves. Do you know how these leaves help the plant live in different areas? Look at the weather in the cold and desert areas. Both the weather conditions dry your skin. So, to prevent the loss of water, the trees and plants in these areas have tough leaves and are like spines. So, the trees do not lose too much water. Look at the plants living in the forests. The tall trees have normal sized leaves, but the short trees and plants have broad leaves. Why? Because all plants need sunlight. The taller trees make a canopy of leaves, making the forest dark. The short trees and plants have broad leaves so they can catch whatever sunlight that passes through the forest canopy.
Leaves of aquatic plants have waxy surface. Therefore, the plants do not take in more water than what is necessary.
Look at more trees and plants in your area. Find out what their natural surroundings are. Look at their features and find out how the leaves and roots of those plants help them growing well. What makes plants and trees different from animals? Trees and plants can make their own food, but animals cannot. All of us, animals and birds, depend on plants to live and grow. Do you know how plants make their food? Leaves contain a green pigment called as chlorophyll. So, leaves appear green in color. Chlorophyll helps the plant make its own food. So, the leaves are called the kitchens of the plant. Here's a science top up. Some plants like mushrooms are not green. As they lack chlorophyll, they do not have the ability to make their own food. So they rely on the dead and decaying plants and animals to live and grow. The leaves of different plants and trees differ in size, shape, color and smell. We see leaves in different shapes. They may be oval, pointed, round, etc. The leaf consists of the following parts, namely the blade or the lamina, the midrib, the petiole, the vein and the stomata. Blade or the lamina is the main green part of a leaf. It is also flat. The veins carry food and water to and from the leaf. Midrib is the large central vein in the leaf. Petiole is the leaf stalk that attaches the leaf to the plant. Stomata are pores or holes which are present mainly under the surface of the leaf. They help the plant to breathe. Some leaves are called simple leaves and others are called as compound leaves. A simple leaf consists of one single leaf and the blade is undivided. A compound leaf is a leaf where the blade is divided into small segments called leaflets. Uses of leaves. We use leaves for food. Leaves of spinach, lettuce, collard, sea kale, etc. are examples. The leaves of herbs like basil, thyme, rosemary, coriander, etc. give flavor to our food. Leaves are the fodder for some animals. Leaves of palm and coconut are used to make the roof of houses. Sal and banyan leaves are dried to make plates and cups. Traditional South Indian meal is eaten on a fresh banana leaf. We also use leaf as medicines. Leaves of neem, basil, peppermint, thyme, dandelion, etc. have medicinal properties. In Hindu rituals, mango leaves, basil, betel leaf, etc. have a special significance. Leaves are used in bouquets, Christmas decorations, etc. Leaves that are shed by plants are also used to make manure. Here are the meanings of a few words from the chapter. Decaying, when a living thing dies and gradually rots. Submerged, when something is completely under the water's surface. Fodder, food for cattle, hay or straw. Manure, decayed plant material that farmers use to make the soil fertile. Here's a mind map. Plants are of two types, terrestrial and aquatic. Terrestrial again is of 5 types, deciduous, conifers, evergreen, cactus and mangroves. Aquatic is of 3 types, floating, fixed and submerged. There are 5 parts of a leaf, the lamina, petiole, veins, midrib and the stomata.